Hello everyone, we are back with another recipe from Baking Yesteryear. We are continuing our little mini chapter on dates with the Date Macaroons, which I am really excited to try. Um, I don't usually do a lot of cookies just because I do tend to get a little bored with cookies, but this doesn't look like it makes a lot. It said it only made about a dozen, which is great. Just about the right size batch of cookies for me. Um, I the only other really macaroons I've made are the ones from previous chapters in this book, and then there was a chocolate one that I have made previously or in the past from my chocolate Forrest Gump book, which I will make eventually on this channel sometime because those are super good. But anyway, I really haven't done a lot with dates just in general. Just has never been anything that I've really done a lot of cooking or baking with up until this little mini chapter. So these have all been really new recipes for me to try, which I do love. So with that said, let's get started on our date macaroon.
All right, so for our date macaroons, we will be using some hazelnuts. The recipe did call for whole hazelnuts, which you toast and then chop. I did not have any whole hazelnuts on hand. I only had chopped ones, so that is what I'm using. I'm still going to toast them and it's still going to be fine. Just kind of saves a step. Then we have some egg whites here, powdered sugar. We're going to be using some vanilla, and then of course our dates. um, so really not a lot that goes in to these cookies, which I do like. So let's get started with our first step, which will be toasting our hazelnuts. All right, so I poured out my hazelnuts onto a cookie sheet here. I am going to pop them in the oven and we are going to toast them for about 10 minutes, and then we'll let them cool. After they are toasted, I will continue with the rest of them just so this has time to cool. These look like a pretty quick cookie to whip up and everything, so I don't want to get too far ahead while these are toasting. Once these are done, I will be back. All right, so I have the hazelnuts toasted. I'm going to let these cool just a little bit, and then we will start the rest of our cookies. All right, so the next step for our macaroons is going to be to beat our egg whites. So I am going to get started on that, and once I have them done, I will be back. All right, so I have the egg whites beaten up. They look really good. I am going to add the vanilla to this, and I will be back. All right, so I got the vanilla beaten in. We're gonna start adding our powdered sugar to this and just kind of get that folded in. It did say that the egg whites will deflate during this. After I have all my powder sugar incorporated, I will be back. All right, so I got the powdered sugar mixed in. We're going to mix in our dates and the hazelnuts and get these on the cookie sheet. Once I have them scooped out onto the cookie sheet, I will show you guys what they look like. All right, so everything is all mixed in. I have them scooped out onto my cookie sheet. I just am reusing the same cookie sheet that I toasted the hazelnuts on. Let's get these in the oven and get them baking. All right, so our macaroons are done. They look really good. They smell amazing. I am dying to try them. However, I do need to let them cool a bit first. After I have let them cool, I will give them a try and I will be back with my final thoughts.
All right, so I am back with my final thoughts on the date macaroons. These were so good. I loved them. They were chewy and crispy and crunchy. They had a really good flavor. It wasn't a really strong date flavor. You could taste the hazelnuts more than you could taste the dates, but you could still taste the dates in it as well. The dates kind of gave it like a nice fruity sweetness. The hazelnuts gave them a nice crunch. I highly recommend making these if you have this book. They were super easy to make, really quick to make, and everything. I think using the chopped hazelnuts instead of the whole hazelnuts turned out just fine. It did just kind of save a step. If you do have whole hazelnuts, you could definitely toast them and then chop them yourself. And it's would be good. Just I think using the chopped hazelnuts just kind of made it a little bit easier, just kind of saved a step and everything. But either way, they are still really good cookies, and I do suggest you make them if you have this cookbook. Probably one of the best recipes to date so far from this book. They turned out perfect. I really liked them. I really don't know what else to say about them except make these cookies. Anyway, next week I will be making the date nut loaf, which is a quick bread, which I am looking forward to trying as well. I know it's a fairly, like, date nut bread is a fairly common recipe and everything, but it is still one I've never made, so I will be looking forward to getting into that. The week after that, we will be going back to the date souffle and giving that a try. And then after those two recipes, that will wrap up our little mini chapter on dates, and we will be getting into the 1930s recipes, which I am really looking forward to. I do love a lot of the recipes from like the 30s and 40s, that kind of Great Depression, World War II era. Did have a lot of really simple, inexpensive recipes to make, which I've really been into lately. So I cannot wait to start giving those a try with you guys. So please make sure you're subscribed. Please share this video. If you liked it, please like it. And until next week, good times, good food. Bye.